Hello everyone and welcome again to Whisky Wednesday. Continuing with our Lost Distillery theme, this week we're talking about the Jericho Distillery. Now the Jericho Distillery was founded by William Smith in 1822, and then I believe this distillery closed in 1913, purely because it was quite isolated. It seems to be somewhat of a running theme with these. I've been looking through the Lost Distillery's website, which is a great website, you should check it out, and most of these distilleries closed due to just being isolated, which is, a bit of a shame because some of them, from what they can recreate, have produced very, very nice whiskey. So it's based in Aberdeenshire. This is a typical Speyside, and it's the darkest of all four in the range so far. They do have a couple of other whiskies in their range that are significantly darker than this, some very big sherry cask styles. But in the regular range, or the classic range, this is the darkest, I believe. So it is, I'd imagine, fully sherry matured, judging from that colour. And with it being an Aberdeenshire-based distillery, you'd probably, probably quite similar to a Cragganmore, probably quite similar to a Glenfarclas, maybe even some Macallan styles. We'll have a bit of a smell, and we'll tell you what it's about. See it instantly. Macallan and Glenfarclas all over. A little bit of Glen Elgin as well. It's got that kind of sticky toffee, sweet sherry thing going on with it. Red apples, cherries, plums, figs. Quite decadent, quite rich, very Christmassy. But yeah, just a nose of sticky toffee pudding. That's all it really smells like. Warm sponges, caramels. Big, rich and decadent. Can't really go wrong with that typical Speyside style. Let's have a little bit of a taste. It's actually very, very reminiscent of Macallan on the palate. It's not that sweet as the nose comes across. It's actually got a kind of bitter-sweet, slightly drying sherry style. A tiny bit of smoke. But again, it's very, very easy drinking. The finish develops into be slightly more bitter. Not spicy. Kind of reminds me of if you took Glenfarclas 10 and just dialed the sherry up a little bit more. It's quite reminiscent of that. And by dialing the sherry up, I just mean, sort of more first fill cask. It's got a bit more richness about it. It's very globular. Really kind of clings to your tongue. But yeah, I mean, if you like Macallan, if you like Glendronach, if you like Glen Elgin, you'll probably quite enjoy this. Big, sticky, rich sherry, bittersweet palate, slightly dry, slightly smoky, almost earthy-like finish to it. Really good, very, very good quality. With it being an Aberdeenshire-based distillery and with all this range being blended malt, the list is endless as to what distilleries they would have sourced to use to remake this whiskey. Possibly some Glenfarclas, possibly some Glen Elgin. You'd imagine things that are owned by big companies that don't mind giving a couple of casks away for something like this. That's, again, really, really, really good. And for like between 40 to 50 quid a bottle, even though it's a non-age statement, that doesn't bother me in general. But yeah, I really, really, really like that. In my mind, that's as good as the Gersten. So like a solid 8.5 out of 10 for the Jericho. Taking price into consideration, taking flavour, especially when you look at current Macallan pricings, it's becoming more expensive. That is honestly on par with things like Dronach 12. It is really, really good quality, and at 43%, more than likely natural colour and possibly non-chill filtered too. Can't really argue with it. So there you go, Jericho, 8.5 out of 10. I'm Phil, this is the Whiskey Jar, this has been Whisky Wednesday, and I will see you all next week. Thank you.